In that way, I suppose it's an improvement. They're no longer even pretending. These people just hate those who disagree with them.
Yeah, you raise a really great point when you talk about the former education minister, David Egan's, I would call it hatred of Christian education. We know that, I might be a little bit fuzzy on my numbers, but I believe it was 1/3 of all the homeschooled children in Alberta were out of school in one afternoon through an act of David Egan. And that was a Christian homeschool association called Wisdom Homeschooling. He just shut them down just like that. They fought back and they, eventually they did get their schooling back. But we've seen attacks on Christian education just outside of Edmonton. Alberta education was basically silent when the local school board was demanding that a Christian school censor parts of the Christian Bible. David Egan, especially in education, has been trying to create these perfect little NDP soldiers out of our children through this constant censorship and blocking children from being exposed to these other ideas.
Yeah, I remember that. We actually did some crowdfunding, I think, for one of those schools. I think John Carpay was representing them, as he so often does. The school board was literally telling the schools which passages of the Bible they had to delete. Just unbelievable. I don't think that they would try that with a Muslim school, telling them which passages of the Quran weren't allowed. But to me, the most chilling and revealing tweet was not actually by Rachel Notley, but by her enforcer, Kathleen Ganley, the no repute lawyer. Like, she was really the most unaccomplished woman in cabinet, except for she had a law degree. So, well, better put her as Justice Minister, Kathleen Ganley. She, again, I'm using that phrase, let the mask slip, but that's what it was. The two examples that she used for people who she's worried will have the right to come and speak are not Nazi groups or violent groups or ISIS recruiters or anything where I think a lot of people would say, ooh, yeah, should they be allowed on campus? She lists an extremely popular American conservative pundit and author, 7, 8, 9, 10 best-selling books, Ann Coulter. And I just mentioned John Carpay. Those are the two people that Ganley mentioned by name that she doesn't want to see have a platform on campus. A public, popular, fairly mainstream conservative columnist and author, and then a civil liberties lawyer who runs a charity for free speech and other civil liberties. Imagine actually saying that's who your censorship law is targeting. Like, they're not even pretending it's about racists. And even if it is a racist, I'm not sure what the definition of that is. But they're not even, they're going after Ann Coulter and John Carpay, and they don't care who knows now.
Yeah, with regard to Kathleen Ganley being a lawyer, you're a lawyer, you got a law degree. They're giving those things out to anybody. The point of free speech, and I don't think I have to tell this to you, is not only to just express yourself, but to argue against ideas. And it really speaks to the quality of the NDP ideas if they can't have John Carpay show up because they don't have the intellectual depth to challenge him on things. It's the same as when in the United States, universities freak out and deplatform people like Ben Shapiro. He's an accomplished debater. You're really taking your life in your hands if you show up to challenge Ben Shapiro. So instead of experiencing the constant embarrassment of the left taking a run up on Ben Shapiro, they just completely deplatform him. There's also something else I think is pretty sinister in all of this. Kathleen Ganley, David Egan, Rachel Notley herself says that this is giving a platform to hate mongers. They routinely throw around words like Nazi, homophobic, racist, Islamophobic, even anti-Semite to people like me. That's insane. But then they deplatform you, and then they take away your free speech, as in your ability to rebut these dangerous allegations about you. So that's the only narrative that's out there. That's what's hanging out there about people like me sometimes, and really any mainstream conservative. They don't allow you the opportunity to at least try to rebut the damage they've done to your reputation by allowing you free speech.
That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest. And then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.